Well, hello everybody. Hello, beautiful planet Earth, all the empowered women around the world, and all the women who are on the path to find their feminine power, find their soul purpose, find their soulmates. All the women who don't want to play small anymore, who see themselves in a bigger way, right? Expanded, growing, and also on their soul path, right? Doing what they're really passionate about, discovering that the biggest desires, and also being probably of service, because it's always about giving and receiving. And for women who want to have it all, to have, you know, your living your life mission, your soul purpose, and also having a beautiful, loving, intimate relationship with them, your soul partner, right? So welcome everybody to my weekly live show, Intimacy with the World. And for those ones who don't know me, I'm Lana Elko, and I'm intimacy, relationship, and feminine empowerment coach for women. So whoever watches this, if you watch on replay, it doesn't matter. So this space is interactive. That's why I do these lives, right? So when you jump in, and even when you watch on replay, please engage in conversation. Engage with your emotions, because your emotions are pure energy. And when you put them forward, when you share them, you always receive something back. This is how we grow, right? And say hi, whoever shows up, because sometimes Facebook doesn't show me who is there until you say something, say where you're from. And share your emoji, likes, hearts, different expressions. We have such a rich, so many rich tools right now for expression. And also welcome to ask questions, make comments. And at the end, you can share this video with those ones who you feel will benefit from it. So today is a magical, inspiring topic. And the topic of today's conversation is your soulmate meets you on your soul path. Your soulmate meets you on your soul path. And as I said, this topic is for women who don't want to play small, who know there is something bigger is available, who want to live out of box, who don't want the routine, right? Who don't want to be just a housewife, or who don't want just to be like spend their whole life in building career in the corporate world, that they feel there is something bigger there, but they still, you know, searching what it is exactly and finding the right container for that. And I was on the same path, so I'm really passionate about this today. So the reason I decided to share, to talk about this today, is because recently I was really inspired with a breakthrough that happened to one of my beautiful clients. She's a high achiever. She works in the corporate world. She was already, you know, in a managing position. She's young, beautiful, full of life, and we started to work on her relationship because she didn't want to give in and, you know, to something like smaller that she could receive. Like, she really wanted equal, profound, intimate relationship and long-lasting, right? So we started to work on that, and she had lots of different breakthroughs and transformations on the way we've been working for several months, and it was beautiful to watch her growth and expansion and embodying that feminine power, because she was like, you know, like many women who are in high achievers and in corporate world, in having really good careers, they have lots of masculine, because this is what system supports, right? All these masculine qualities we need to have to be successful. She got that all, but then we started to dig out this beautiful, powerful feminine strength and energy that she became aware of, and that, of course, can serve us a lot in our relationship. Moreover, we can't build our healthy relationship with a man not without discovering that feminine energy and feminine power. So we've been working together for several months, and it was beautiful, lots of insights. But last session we had was just completely mind-blowing and a huge breakthrough. Because what we discovered, that her actually soul purpose, why she is here on this planet, is directly linked to finding that soulmate, to finding that man who is meant to be with her, who meant to work this life path with her, who meant to support her on this path, and who would encourage her to unfold her highest potential and her highest soul purpose. So that was just like mind-blowing. Oh, hi. Looks like you're in my kitchen. Yeah, you have a map like this in the kitchen. Oh boy. Hi, where are you from, Violet? Nice to see you. So, let's dig deeper into this, right? So what happened? That, you know, like we all have this facade that we want to share, to show to the world. We want to show all our best qualities. This is how we show up in the masculine world, like in our career, in business, just to show our best side. Perfectionism, right? This is something we have to be perfect to show only good things about ourselves. And then there is a lot is going on in the background. A lot is going on inside our soul, inside our heart, emotionally. For us women, there are always some kind of struggles and doubts and like frustration with something. We are looking for something more than, you know, the external world is offering, the masculine system is offering us. So what we did, we started to dig with her, enter, okay, what is so she had these fears, and she was embarrassed about certain stories, certain situations, and certain abusive relationship that she's been involved when she was very, very young. And even if it was a long time ago, it was still really affecting her on a deep level, and she really didn't want to share that, and she was kind of using so much energy to hide that and not to show anybody, and being really afraid that somebody will find out, right? And we all have those fears. There is something like how do they say that in English, is the skeletons in the cupboard in the closet. So we started to dig into that, because we work on a deep, intimate level, right? I work with my clients, and you know, I started to gently guide her and ask her, what is that so scary to share those stories? What is so bad, you know? And while going through this process, there was this radical breakthrough moment when she suddenly realized, and we were like in deep meditation because I work on an energetic level, and suddenly there was like this huge change. It's like, oh my God, that was actually, I have to be proud of those situations. I have to be proud of myself that I went through all these challenging, nasty situations with you know, abusive relationships, some kind of, you know, something that's not so pretty, something that's kind of nasty, which could create lots of emotional pain and emotional turbulence and suffering and regret. And suddenly there was like, wow, that is actually my gift that I can offer now to the world, because I went, this my client says, I went through all these challenges and I managed to make it to the top of my career, you know, to be leader in my industry. So there's like, oh my God, this is a gift that I have. Actually, I had to go through all this to step in my true power and discover who I am, and actually support now all the younger generations of women who also been going through very, very difficult, abusive, you know, sexually abusive, physically abusive, emotionally abusive relationship situations, different cultural limitations, like what comes from my family, lots of shaming, right, from the families, especially like in certain cultures. There's more like, you're not supposed to do this is a sin, this is like, you're a bad girl, like all these things that we accumulate it in our system, when we bring it forward and realize that's not, we like put this boundary, that's not mine. This is all comes from outside, and really separating what is yours, what is not yours, and what was given to you against your will. So it's like we were working on this, and suddenly she realized, wow, now it's my power. I own those situations. I went through them, and I'm proud myself how I managed them, how I went through them and made it so far, and so still very healthy and beautiful and powerful and successful. It's like, wow. So that was such a huge breakthrough, and she realized, okay, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing here on this planet, I know what my soul purpose, and I know exactly what I need to do. Imagine that. It's just within 90 minutes of our session. We have 90-minute sessions. So that was like, oh my God, I had this goosebumps all over me. It's like, oh my God, this is like the biggest breakthrough. And we started with, sometimes we don't even realize what exactly we are looking for, right? And we don't realize it starts with us, and doing all this work on our own empowerment, on our own truth, digging out those deep desires which are hidden. Remember, your biggest desires, deepest desires of your heart are always hidden behind your biggest wound, right? So digging them out and bringing them forward, realizing this power, and then the relationship comes. So the relationship comes after that. It is like secondary. So she decided, okay, I'm gonna write a book. She's already writing her book. She's already starting writing her book. She wants to become a speaker, like international speaker, to speak on stages, to work with women who were abused, who were broken, right? So that some women never make it, right? Some women don't find a way out. So this is the work that she can do now for others, to help them, and sharing her story and how she's proud of herself, right? How she managed that, and really separating what is hers, what is not hers, because sometimes we shame ourselves for something that doesn't belong to us. It's somebody else's stuff, right? Projected into us, and we're just taking it in our energy. So like separating all of that and really rising up and standing up in your power, in her power, and she's having a plan now of what she wants to do with her life besides doing like the corporate world. Now she has this soul purpose that she discovered, and that was like amazing. That was like, oh my God, and it was so inspiring because we're all rising together. It's the collective process on our planet. So then the second piece came up, and then we realized, we were like talking, and like I was like, oh my God, I was actually looking for relationship and a nice guy from the wrong place. I was not in my power. I didn't know my soul purpose. I didn't claim it. So I was kind of playing small in my relationship as well, because I just wanted like a nice guy and have a family, kind of normal stuff. So now when she is in her full power, when she has total clarity about who she is, why she's here, what she's gonna do with her life, now her vibration is completely different, see? And her perception of who she wants to be with as her partner, as her life partner, is completely transformed as well. So it's a different kind of man. It's the man who will kind of walking the same path, understanding her on a very deep level, understanding that she has this soul purpose, really relating to that, consciously deciding, joining her, like admiring her queenhood, right, her big purpose, and supporting her on this path. This is who she needs to be with. So if she would meet, that's why many old relationships didn't work, because, you know, she was meeting guys from the place of like this hidden little girl sitting in the dark closet, keeping her secrets, right? And really being afraid to share all these negative stories, like painful stories. So now she's like open up, she expanded, she's rising up, right? in her glory, in her feminine power. She's a queen. She owns everything. She's responsible for everything in her life, and she moves forward with that, and she inspires others. So now imagine how different now her partner would be, and her ideas and perception of her partner from what she was before. See how it's so interconnected. So for women who have a big role in life, who have this deep passion to find their soul purpose and live it, right? Not just to be successful and have money, not just like, okay, just get married and have kids and have family. For women who have this deep passion, they often need to discover their soul purpose and really claim it and own it first. And then they attract and miraculously meet the man that really resonates with that, who is on the same path, who is in the same vibration, right? And who will be, and maybe meant to be her soulmate. And that's huge. So this is what happens. And then I look back in my own story, right? Because I said the stories I want to share with you. I look back in my own stories and I was like, wow, that's exactly what happened to me. Because I was in a relationship that was not very satisfying. It felt like forced, and I was like working really hard to make this happen. And I didn't have that inspiration, and I felt like I'm dying inside and doing all this out of responsibility and duty, and really like looking what I need to do, because my all my life started at some point to fall apart, right? The universe was pushing me out of my comfort zone. My old business, my old relationships, old connections, the situation, the crisis in the country, in the world, all these things started to happen, pushing me out of my comfort zone. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Why is it happening? And I was like a young, I was a mother, and my child, my daughter was very young at the time. She was just a few months old when it started to happen. And it was very scary, right? It was scary to leave behind the old business. It was scary to immigrate to a new country. It was scary to leave the relationship behind in a new country. And it was scary even like to think that I received this message to move to California at the time. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna move on my own, like single mother. But at that time, I've got that transformation, just as my client did yesterday. I've got this feeling like, oh my God, I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I am supported by the universe. This is my path. I have to go. So I did. I packed everything in my car and I did the cross-country trip to California. So I moved with my daughter. And I started a new path. I invested in myself, in my new education. I invested in my business. I invested in my new life. I invested in my soul, right? I invested money, energy, and time. And also risks, I took the risks, like absolutely like cutting everything else off. And during that time, basically my soul partner who I'm with now, he showed up in my life basically very soon, almost right away, very, very soon. So my story confirms the same statement that I'm sharing, the same message that I'm sharing with you today. Your soulmate meets you on your soul path. As soon as you get in line with that, with who you are, why I'm here, and finding the deep desire that fuels your passion. And your deep desire is actually your biggest gift. And you find what it is, and you find the right container of how to share it with the world, because that was my struggle too. So I know what I have, but how do I share it? How do I create like a business? How can I make money out of it? How can I support myself, grow the community? Like I had all these questions. So I kept working on it. I kept moving forward, though it was sometimes very scary and very, very uncertain without knowing what's going to happen exactly. But it always worked out. I was always supported. Money showed up, people showed up, and I kept growing and expanding. And I met my partner in California as well, the one who is really supporting my work, my passion, my path, and we have great relationship. Beautiful, beautiful relationship, completely different from what I had before, trying to build them from the wrong place, like trying to build them from the place of playing small, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you today. And like by being, I'm in the community of women coaches, women leaders, right? Empowered women, and we support each other and inspire each other. And I see this pattern everywhere. I see so many women become leaders, step in their feminine power, you know, start businesses, start different practices, share their gifts with the world, growing, expanding, becoming more visible, and they have their husbands or partners who are with them, who are supporting them on that path, you know, taking care of them when needed, right? Having their back. Or even many times I can see the pattern that a woman coach, successful coach, she has her husband working with her, right? Supporting her work as well. And so she's the more visible one, she's the leader, and he's there to support her. So this piece of the leadership is also what's going on the whole planet. Women are taking charge of the planet, and we are the ones who will transform the planet and bring the balance back, and peace and beauty and prosperity and connection and intimacy and love. We are meant to bring it back in our own way. We're going to use different tools. We're going to use different tools, and we come from serving life, everything that serves life, because we give life. We come from serving life versus serving the results. Right? We're tired to serve that results when we don't feel fulfilled, like something, achieve this, achieve this, achieve this, and then you feel empty and depleted. So we're going to transform that, and our man will help us with this, because we are the leaders in the area of energy, emotions, relationship, and intimacy, and this piece is missing right now. So that's what makes me so excited. So if this message resonates with you, and if you find yourself on the similar path, if you struggle with your relationship, if you want something that you don't believe is possible for you in a relationship or in life, and you feel, you know, like my soulmate probably doesn't exist, but you have this deep longing in your heart, you know how it feels to be with somebody like that, like your soulmate, the deep connection at all levels, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And also you feel this calling, right? Your soul is calling to do something different, that you know there is something bigger is available for you, that you know that you can have it all, both your soul purpose fulfilled, your career, business, expressing yourself in this life, living your highest potential with your gifts and deepest desires, and also having that soul partner who is there with you for the lifetime and helping you and supporting you in this path. If you feel you want that, if you feel it is your desire, it is available for you, because your desire is your path to your soul purpose, to living your highest potential. That's the path, that's the door. So if you feel this message resonates with you, but you find yourself lost, stuck, in uncertain situations, not knowing what's your next step, not knowing the direction, feeling frustrated, disappointed, depressed, whatever it is for you, I'm here for you. This is what I do, and I love working with women who has this passion, who have this bigger role, right? And I love to help them with relationship. And this piece about soul purpose always comes up. I just shared with you the most powerful story, but it always comes up, because this is part of who we are and why we're here. And this is part of your soul. So there's a spiritual piece right here. So if it resonates with you and you need help, don't hesitate to reach out, because maybe you need to make that next step, one little step forward, and reach out for help, because we can't do it alone. Like I reached out for help. I invested in myself so much. I made lots of courageous decisions to arrive to this place. So did my clients as well. So reach out and we can talk and decide what we can create together and how I can help you. Now, if you know anybody who can benefit from this video, I encourage you to share. Sharing is caring about those ones that you care, right? Hi Zara, welcome. You can watch it in replay. We're finishing right now, but there is lots of great content here. So share it with your friends, women who you feel can benefit from it and who are on this path, who have the passion, the big soul purpose, and who want to have beautiful soulmate relationship, you know, long-lasting, intimate, deep, something that can blow our mind. This is what I do, and this is what I wanted to share with you today, right? I actually meant to go outside on the top of the hill where I do my hikes, because it's beautiful springtime, this time of transformation, rebirth, you know, when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it's time to transform, right? So I wanted to go outside, but it was very, very windy, so I didn't want to have this sound effect of the wind, and so I decided to do it here today. So this is what I wanted to share, and I wish you great Friday and beautiful weekend. Connect with yourself, give yourself, serve yourself, live yourself. And if you need help, it is available for you. I guarantee you, whatever you need is available. You just need to ask. You just need to make a step forward. You just need to take an action. And I will talk to you next week for another weekly